Hello everyone, I'm Crystal Cruz. Tonight on News West 9 at 6, we're hearing from an attorney with Disability Rights Texas and a parent who filed a complaint with the Texas Education Agency against ECISD. It all involves a timely diagnosis of students who may need special education. Jason Freund tells you more about why the complaint was filed. Jason, what did they tell you?
Well, Crystal, when I spoke to the two of them, they told me about what they want ECISD to change and how this has been affecting hundreds of students, including the son of the mother involved in the complaint.
They told me that I would need to fill out an application, in which I did with this current principal the beginning of the school year last year. After I filled out the application, I kept checking in with her to see, what the status was, and she told me that there was a waiting list for evaluations.
This is what LaShawn Stanfield dealt with when trying to get her son evaluated for special education. 11-year-old Giovanni was diagnosed with ADHD, and she suspects that he is on the autism spectrum. She believes he would be better served in special education, especially since her son has issues in class that lead to incidents.
In that instance, they went out there, they tried to get him, I guess, to go back inside, but instead of waiting for him to calm down, it was more like an angry, like, you're in trouble, get inside now type of thing. And so it was just making him more angry. So he just was refusing to go inside. They called the police.
And that was the breaking point. She reached out for help, which led her to Disability Rights Texas. They're the ones who filed the complaint yesterday, claiming that the district hasn't been following federal laws and certain processes.
Specifically, the timelines in which students have to be evaluated for special education services were blowing past those timelines for hundreds of students within the district.
ECISD Superintendent Scott Murray agrees that this is a problem not just locally but across the state. Staffing shortages have hit ECISD hard recently, especially with the positions needed for this problem.
In addition to that, we have significant staffing shortages, such as diagnosticians. That particular position is the individual that assesses students to determine if they are in need of special education services or not. And so not only do we have a shortage of that particular profession or that particular role in ECISD, but across the state.
They have created a diagnostician pipeline to try and get more diagnosticians into their system while also contracting outside sources. But Dwyer says more needs to be done, and she's hoping the TEA steps in to have ECISD comply.
And that's part of what we've asked of the Texas Education Agency to order. We've asked the TEA to order the district to, revisit those policies, revise those policies, more training.
According to Disability Rights Texas, there are still over 500 kids on the ECISD waiting list to get that evaluation, and they are the ones most affected by the situation.
I don't think that they realize the impact it's making on these kids. I know that my son's not the only one, but really they've neglected it and neglected him and kind of failed him in a way, because now he's lost almost a year and a half of services that he should have been getting.
Now, meanwhile, the complaint filed by Disability Rights Texas has multiple claims against ECISD, specifically what they haven't done for students with disabilities. It was filed yesterday with the Texas Education Agency. Disability Rights Texas claims that ECISD is violating the Individuals with Disabilities Education, or IDEA Act of 1975. The IDEA Act is a federal law that actively identifies and evaluates students who may need special ed services. The complaint also says that ECISD has failed to meet the federally mandated timelines to evaluate students with disabilities, which has led to as many as 500 students being stuck on wait lists. DRTX is also asking TEA to order the district to immediately provide students named in the complaint with evaluations or compensatory services and take some district-wide actions. These actions include reviewing and revising timeline policies, determine whether each student can get compensatory education, apply a monitor to ECISD to carry out a plan, and conduct an on-site audit. ECISD has also made a statement saying in an email statement that we became aware late this afternoon of a complaint filed with the Texas Education Agency. The main issue is one of our school districts has been fighting for several years a severe shortage of diagnosticians and speech pathologists, resulting in longer waits for students to be evaluated. They have also taken steps to tackle the problem. paying diagnosticians more to work on Saturdays, contracting retired diagnosticians locally and across the state, partnering with UTPB and Sul Ross University to create a diagnostician pipeline, and pay $1.6 million for speech evaluation and educational testing companies.